morning, friends. Greetings and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and sometimes deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and health and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 29 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, acne, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds, recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle. But what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system, a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that healing, renewing, regenerating system a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, we are here for you. We want to help you get off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program. Let us help you change your life today. Let us help you change the lives of loved ones as well. 866-735-2470 is the phone, 844-236-6010. 844-236-6010 is our number on the Bright Side, 844-236-6010. If you have questions about the longevity products or if you have a success story you'd like to share, 844-236-6010 is our number. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products or join the Bright Side Ben team, call the phone team at 866-735-2470. Tell them you want to join the Bright Side Ben team. For a one-time $25 fee, you can start yourself a longevity business, earn thank you checks, and help spread the word about the importance and power of a good nutritional supplement program. Also, of course, you can get your products at the wholesale price. Call the phone team at 866-735-2470 or head over to brightsideben.com and take a look at our shopping cart. And if you so desire, you can click on the Join the Team link at brightsideben.com. Also, pharmacistben.com, my blog that I have with my webmaster, Robert Lundgren, pharmacistben.com or brightsideben.com. Okay, try to get on board early today so we can get to as many calls as possible. 844-236-6010. We're talking dry skin, the most common, the most prevalent of all skincare problems. And one of the mythologies about dry skin, one of the mythologies about skin, and there's a lot of mythology in the skincare world. I hear the craziest things from people who supposedly should know better, skincare professionals and dermatologists and beauty editors. I hear the craziest, silliest kinds of ideas about how to take care of your skin from people who should know better, but don't. And one of the most common misunderstandings about dry skin that we all have, not just skincare professionals, but most of us have this idea, this mythological notion that ambient humidity, the humidity of the air, how much moisture is in the air, or the lack of moisture in the air, is somehow the cause of dry skin. People say, oh, I moved to Colorado from New York or Miami, now my skin is really dry. Or, I live in Nevada, I live in Arizona, I live in the desert, my skin is really, really dry. Well, this is not true. This is a misunderstanding that's based on the illusion that the skin is just sitting there, that it's not a dynamic, biological, biochemically active structure. Another myth about dry skin that's related to this idea that the dry ambient humidity is the cause of dry skin, or low ambient humidity is the cause of dry skin. Another mythological misunderstanding is the fact that you can eliminate dry skin with a moisturizing cream. Not going to happen. Never did happen. You can fake out your finger. When you rub a moisturizing cream on your skin, and do what most people do, you rub your finger along where you put the cream, you're feeling the cream. You're not feeling your skin. You're feeling the wax. You're feeling the oil. And then somehow or another, we have been hypnotized into believing that when we rub our finger on the stearyl alcohol or the acetyl alcohol or the wax or whatever it is, we're moisturized. Where does this come from? It's a hypnotic trance. It comes from not paying attention to what we're doing and believing what we're told. Neither of which is a good healthcare strategy. And dry skin is a health issue. In order to understand how to deal with dry skin for reals, not in an imitation wax, oil, barrier duplicating kind of way, not in a Vaseline kind of way, but to really deal with dry skin, we got to actually improve the skin's inherent, built-in, self-hydrating mechanisms. And we got to understand how these self-hydrating mechanisms, these self-hydrating chemicals, these so-called moisture factors are produced. If we're going to really take care of our dry skin, we got to understand the skin. If we're going to take care of our dry skin, we've got to understand moisture factors. How is it that the skin stays moist, and what really goes wrong when the skin's not moist? It's like anything else in the body. If we're going to understand how to take care of our body, we got to understand what exactly is happening when it's going wrong, and what is it supposed to do when it's going right. Same with the skin. If we got dry skin, what's going wrong? What does it need to do to go right? In order to understand that, we got to break it down to the cells. The skin cell, and all cells really, but we're talking here skin. The skin cells are like a Play-Doh fun factory. I know I've said it before, but it's important enough that we really hit this hard. Remember back in the days when you played with your Play-Doh when you were a kid, they had this thing called a fun factory. You put your Play-Doh in the top, you squeeze down, and your Play-Doh came out in all kinds of weird shapes and designs based on the mold or based on the dye that the Play-Doh is extruded out of. That's called extrusion, and that's exactly how a cell works. It extrudes stuff. It squirts it out. It secretes it. Cells are little fun factory devices that instead of Play-Doh are extruding proteins and other biochemicals as well. And these extrusions are what keep the body healthy. We always say all disease is cell disease, but what we really mean is all disease is cell extrusion problems or cell extrusion disease. The cells aren't extruding stuff. They're not secreting stuff correctly. When it comes to dry skin, the cells are not extruding their moisture factors. They're not extruding their barrier protection mechanisms or barrier protection factors. This is why, under ordinary healthy circumstances, skin is going to stay hydrated no matter where you live, because the extrusions are going to keep the barrier intact to trap water. The extrusions are going to be upregulate or increase the amount of moisture factors that are present. Under ordinary healthy circumstances, you're going to have more and better and stronger extrusions when you come to Nevada or Colorado or Arizona from Miami. That's how it's supposed to work. You go to an area where there's low ambient humidity, your skin adjusts. That's what's supposed to happen. Of course, we know that doesn't happen, and that's a health issue. That is not a moisturizing cream issue. That's a health issue. When it comes to our dry skin and the skin's built-in moisturizing properties, there's two types of cells that we want to focus on. Remember, all disease is cell disease. So if we have dry skin, we got a cell problem. And there's two kinds of cells that are responsible for keeping the skin moist, and two kinds of cells that whose misbehavior or whose poor health are responsible for dry skin. So if we're going to really take care of our dry skin, we got to understand what's going on with these two types of cells. One cell is a hormone cell. It's part of the body's hormone system. It's called a sebum, S-E-B-U-M, sebum cell. Now, you guys in the skincare business, I know there's a lot of students listening to this program, skincare students and skincare professionals. You all know what sebum is. Sebum is Latin for grease, which isn't necessarily very attractive, but the point is that sebum is a skin oil. The cells that make sebum are called sebum cells or sebocytes. And if you're going to take care of your dry skin, you got to understand the sebocyte or the sebum cell, which is actually part of the hormone system. The sebum cell is a hormone cell, which means if you got a sebum problem, you got a hormone problem. And if you have a hormone problem, you got a health problem. The sebum cell, the sebocyte, is the source of the majority of our skin oils. It extrudes all kinds of oil-like substances, Play-Doh style, fun factory style. It secretes cholesterol. That's right, cholesterol is actually one of the most functional and important of all the skin's moisture factors. Cholesterol, the demon molecule that everybody says you got to avoid, everybody says you got to lower. It turns out cholesterol is a super functional and super important skin moisture factor produced by sebocytes. Cholesterol also has growth-stimulating properties for healing. All right, got more to say here. Got a couple more. We'll come back and we'll continue talking about dry skin and moisturizers. 844-236-6010 is our number. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. All right, we're back on The Bright Side. I am Pharmacist Ben. Got a couple lines open for you. We'll get your calls here in just a moment or two. Bottom of the hour, we'll get to your calls, 844-236-6010. If you're on hold, hang on. And we do have lines open for you if you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs. If you want to get off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, or if you have questions about the longevity products or a success story you'd like to share, or if you just want to contribute to our conversation, 844-236-6010 is our number. And, of course, if you want to purchase any of the longevity products you hear advertised on the program, please call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. Make sure you ask about the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, my personal favorite longevity product, and the BioLumin Nightly Essence. This Friday, day after tomorrow, we're going to talk to the manufacturer of the BioLumin Nightly Essence, the guy who formulated the product, and I'm going to get to pick his brain. I'm very excited about that. We're going to talk to Troy. Not Troy's last name. But anyway, he's the guy who manufactures and formulated the BioLumin Nightly Essence product. We'll have a conversation with him this Friday. Okay, we're talking moisturization, dry skin. So many people have dry skin. When I do my presentations and my talks about skin anyway, I always ask, how many people have dry skin? Excuse me. How many folks have dry skin? And invariably, almost everybody raises their hand. I say almost everybody because there's a few people who don't, but they probably got dry skin too. Dry skin is that's just the way we live. We just assume it's a normal thing. It is not a normal thing. It is the sign that the body is beginning to break down. It's the first sign that the body's beginning to break down because, as we've said so many times on this program, the skin is not considered an organ of first resort for the body. It's not the most important organ in the body because to the body, the heart is more important, and to the liver and the digestive system structures, the pancreas and the intestines. So resources, when resources are scarce, they're going to be diverted to the intestines and the pancreas and the heart and the lungs, etc. So you're going to notice, we're all going to notice skin problems first. That's the first place where the body will go to get resources when they are in limited supply. So dry skin will occur before other health problems will occur. But rest assured, if you have dry skin, you got a health problem. Now, before we went to break, we said that there are cells in the skin that make moisture factors that keep the skin moist. All disease is cell disease, and dry skin is no different. One cell type is part of the hormone system, part of the endocrine hormone system. It's called sebum, or a sebum cell, and it makes sebum. Sebum is made up of cholesterol, which is, as we said before the break, one of the most fundamental and functional of all skin ingredients. Yes, it's critically important for brain health, for the health of cells. It's a precursor to making bile and vitamin D and estrogen and testosterone and cortisol. It's ridiculously important. Anybody who understands anything about biochemistry just has to laugh when they hear the average doctor, medical professional, or layperson talk about how they've got to lower their cholesterol or how cholesterol is some kind of problematic molecule. Cholesterol is incredibly, incredibly important for the entire body. And as far as the skin goes, it's a precursor to moisture factors. I put cholesterol in my omega-6 healing cream because cholesterol not only is a precursor to moisture factors, and one of the ways the skin keeps itself moist, it also is a growth factor. It supports healing and growth. Cholesterol is a key component of sebum. Fatty acids are found in sebum. And then there's something really interesting in sebum, a real cool molecule called squalene. I love this stuff, man. Squalene is an incredibly, incredibly effective skin moisturizer. It's not an oil. It feels like an oil, looks like an oil, but it's not an oil technically. In fact, it's closer to vitamin A than it is an oil. It actually has a very similar structure to vitamin A. How do you like that? You got a skin moisture factor that's very, very similar to a vitamin. It's called vitamin A. Skin moisture factor is known as squalane or squalene. Squalene is technically what it is. Squalane is a more stabilized version of squalene. Either way, squalane and squalene. We're going to spend some time talking about this stuff because I absolutely love it. It's got to be one of my all-time favorite skin components and ingredients for skincare products. Squalane or squalene. You'll see squalane usually on an ingredient deck or in a product because it's more stable. Squalene or squalane can be ingested as a nutritional supplement. Shark liver is the most important source of squalane or squalene, but you find squalane and squalene throughout nature. You can use it as a nutritional supplement. It's got some interesting properties for lowering blood fats, lowering cholesterol. We'll talk about squalane or squalene here probably in the next few days.